I don't care about what anybody says about me offensively. They're going to move the goalposts for me every night. If I don't shoot enough, I'm not being aggressive. Shoot too much, it's the wrong shot diet.
From the bench with three guys out, how satisfying was it that you could be the spark off the bench?
That was satisfying. It was more satisfying that we was able to get the win tonight, though, for sure.
How much of a whirlwind have the last 24 hours been, just coming from Sioux Falls?
It was wild. I learned, last night I was coming here, at Walmart getting ready for my apartment in Sioux Falls. But, yeah, I woke up 3 a.m. this morning, caught 2 flights to get here. It's been kind of wild.
Sorry, Norm was talking about how much of a character you are bringing in the high energy, high octane. Can you just kind of talk about just going 150% kind of every single night, whether you're on or off the court?
Oh, yeah, that's how I was taught to play. Just give it your all, leave it out on the floor. We going to war, so just do or die in battle.
Not many guys are going to even take 3 threes in a minute, much less make them in a spot like that. How much confidence is this team and the coaching staff been pouring into you to give you the confidence to take those?
They give me confidence when they trust me, put me in the game. So when I'm out there, I just got to keep proving myself. So I might get an open shot, I'll take it. That's what I'm working on my whole life.
So a night like tonight where you guys missing some key guys, how much did you know that the bench was going to have to be a factor and you guys would have to step up in those moments?
We know that. We know that on a regular basis that the second unit gotta be important. It's really important for us, and especially in the beginning of the season we were doing a really good job, and probably the last couple of months we were a little bit worse, but we gotta get back to it and be that spark of the bench that we were at the beginning.
Times the shots weren't falling, but overall you guys hit 23s, only turned the ball over 4 times. What do you think was the key offensively that you were able to get those looks and obviously not make mistakes against a very good defense?
Definitely the offensive rebound. I think we did an amazing job. We got 33 second chance points, something like that. So that gave us the opportunity to shot 30 more times than them. So that was really the key. And in a win by 2 points, that was very important.
What did you think of the way Myron came in the second quarter and kind of changed the game?
It was amazing. It was amazing. We know every time he come in, he can have a huge impact, and we love him for that. He's just a boost of energy every time he step on the court.
How hard is that to do when you don't get much playing time and then you get the call and you got to make the most? I think he hit 3 threes in 1 minute. How hard is that?
It's definitely hard. I'll say that, but that's the business we're in. That's the NBA. That's how it works. So you just gotta stay ready and work as hard as you can, and be ready when your name is called up.
You guys weren't particularly happy with some of the inconsistency of the first 41 games. A game like tonight, though, where you play against the champs, you play the way you did. What does that tell you as you move forward? Some of the things that maybe this team can do in the second half of the season?
I think we know already what type of team we are. I think it's not showing on the record, but if you go look at the numbers, we got a great offense, we got a great defense, so we should have a better record. So definitely a win like this against the first seed in the West should give you like a boost of confidence going forward. And we know that we got the second half of the season that we gotta really attack and get back to it.
You've been getting kind of these 2 short stints each half. I guess as a shooter, how hard is it to find that rhythm where I guess maybe the first couple shots are dictate?
It's really hard, but you cannot let affect you. You know what I mean? As a shooter, as a regular player in the NBA, especially when you're a role player like me, when you come off the bench, you just got to be ready every time you step on the court. And I haven't played in some of the past games, and that's just how it works. I mean, that's been what I did my whole career, basically, just staying ready, just work hard, and be ready when your name is called.
Norm, Coach was in pregame saying he felt better days ahead coming, that the record doesn't show it. We spoke about this after the last game, but is this the start sort of the second half of the season on the right foot?
Yeah, I think so. We have a goal in mind. Coach gave us a stat from last year, and we want to reach that. Definitely felt a little let down after the Boston game, but the way we came together in between the games and talked about it, watched film, I thought we came out and set the right tone and played to our identity, and we were able to sustain our identity offensively, defensively throughout the course of the game, no matter what run they went on, what call went their way or didn't go our way. We were mentally tough. We stood together. Every dead ball, we were in the huddle talking to each other for the ones that are on the floor about how we could be better at what we saw. And even in the timeouts, everybody was collectively engaged on what we needed to do. And with guys out, coming off the bench, those guys stepped up for us.
Norm, on the Wiggins three, looked like Bam was coming up to set a pick and you rejected it. Could you take us through why you rejected it and then what you saw going to the
Yeah, the way they guard, especially, they have great on-ball defenders, Dort, Caruso, Wallace, Mitchell, all of them, they're really good with their physicality and stuff. So just being able to read it, they try to funnel it to Chet. The first time when we ran the mid pick and roll, I was able to come off for the pull-up three. Chet was in a drop. I told Bam when he comes up, don't give it away. If he jumps up, flip it. But they had Jason Wallace. The way he was guarding me, he wasn't all the way into the body. So the reject, when Chet committed to the strong, where they were trying to send me, the reject is open. Quinny talks about getting more rejects in the pick and roll. And once I got by him, there was no shot blocker, so I know they always pull the low man in. So I knew Wiggs was pulling up and shaping up, so I was able to find him and hit him.
Norm, after this, what's the goal? What's the stat that Coach showed you guys before the game?
That's between us. That's a internal something that we want to reach for, and I think we can do. I think the thing about this team, we can beat anybody and we can lose to anybody. And it's all about our mentality and our approach and being collective. And everybody bought in, whether you're getting the minutes or not, whether it's your night, whether you're getting the shots or not. We got to be a team that's collectively making plays to help win us the game. Some nights it's not going to be yours, and some nights it is. But as long as we're pulling in the right direction, pouring encouragement and confidence into everybody that's coming in the game, and everybody's making winning plays and sacrifice plays, that's what it's about. And I think we found the blueprint, and we know the blueprint, and it's on us to sustain it.
Norm, you mentioned those supporting performances on the bench, and obviously it was a collective effort, but as soon as Myron came in the game, it seemed like that the energy kind of shifted. Can you just kind of talk about what you're seeing from him on and off the court?
Myron's a character, man. I love Myron. He's always high energy, high octane. He's always, bumping and running into you, but he, it's always a positive energy, positive light coming from him, encouraging everybody. He has everybody laughing and joking around, but when he steps on there, he goes 125%, 150% every single time, and we need that. He's pouring energy. Even when he got his opportunity in the Boston game on the road, he came in with a physicality. He missed a couple of shots, but that physicality and energy that he brought to the game, I think, is really infectious for everybody. He was great. He was able to hit some big threes for us, and then Simo came in, 4 offensive rebounds, Khalil, 5 offense rebounds. That's the energy plays that we need. Drew coming in and steadying the ship, getting us into our stuff, with the ball pressure and everything like that. Everybody came in, and it was a collective effort to pull this one out.
No, I'm just looking at Bam scoring the last few games, 13 threes, these last 3 games. Just how much, I guess, does the spacing shift when he is shooting that way, where guys are flying out to him in that way? What do you see, I guess, the difference in the offense when he is clicking like that?
It's another element, him being aggressive and assertive, and not hesitating in his reads, and she's trying to play a perfect game. We want him to be aggressive. We want him to attack. We want him to take what the defense is giving him, and I thought these last couple of games, he's playing with a clear mind, a clear head, and he's just making the read, taking what the defense is giving him and attacking it and living with the results. But when he's knocking down shots like that, the floor opens up for us, especially with him being able to space, and they don't have a rim protector because they have a 5 on them, or if they try to go small ball, it's beneficial to us because we can put them in the post, and now they got a double team, and we can play off those actions and get into the paint, and that's when we get into our in our offense. So him and his versatility is huge for us, and I want him to continue to be aggressive, continue to be assertive, even if the shots aren't falling for him. We need that aggressiveness out of him because it opens everything up. I thought he did a great job coming out and setting the tone, and then defensively doing a great job, and then being who he is on the boards. I took that pull-up 3 out of the mid pick and roll, and he crashed down there and got the offensive rebound for us. And that's what we need, and that's what he brings, and that's why he's the captain of this team.
Bam, you were even saying after the Boston loss that the record doesn't say what the team is. And, coming off of a game like this where you're beating the defending champions, Is that sort of maybe gratified there to kind of see this happen? I mean, what's the kind of the initial thoughts here?
I mean, man, that was a hard-fought win. We had to scrap for that one, and it just shows what we're capable of. Now it's on us to be more consistent with that type of game and really commit to that. Because as we can see, you know, as you buy into what coach is preaching, it can lead to W's.
Bam, your thoughts on what Myron did in the second quarter there, stepping up?
Yeah, Myron, how many times did he shoot? He shot 11 times, which is, how many times did he shoot? Okay, he was 4 for 4, my fault. Myron is our energy. Like I don't know how to like really describe Myron. You just have to hang around him, but it's like he's the person that he just has this like kid energy, like you know, or like kids that run around all day, and you always look at him like, I wish I had that much energy. He is that. Like I can't describe Myron, but like you need teammates like him. Like throw him in the game, and he's gonna play as hard as possible. He played 14 minutes, but when Myron checks in the game, you instantly feel a difference. Like he's going to compete, he's going to play hard, he's going to defend, he's going to foul. But like I said, you need somebody like that on your roster because he can spark like the energy of the arena, of the players on the court, of the coaching staff. Like he has that type of energy where he can spark us, and he did tonight.
Bam, from frustrating results like Thursday, and then you come back here, and tonight you have an amazing result, 30 points, 12 rebounds. What's the mentality switch and the complicity that leads to results like tonight?
Staying true to myself. Understand that you got to quiet the noise a lot. And having somebody on your staff you can talk to. Caron Butler is somebody that, you know, he's like my big brother, and, you know, throughout that stretch of, I wouldn't even say bad games, just, you know, just a slump of offensively because I didn't play bad defensively. He's always in my ear. You know, he's the one person like I can really go to and talk about what I'm going through on the court or what he sees. So being able to have somebody like that in your corner, like, you know, they care, and you need that when you're going through the worst of the worst and also the highs. So, you know, CB is one of those people that, you know, I always call on when everything's going great, but also when things are going bad.
A lot of the clutch possessions was you and Pella in a pick and roll in the middle of the floor. He kind of had some swing plays in there. One, just how big is his decision-making, kind of taking a jump to be able to do that? And two, Spo saying one of the reasons for that was kind of putting Shea in action to kind of keep him busy. I guess, how important is that factor into this type of stuff where you kind of want to take top offensive players and make them defend to kind of wear them out a little bit?
Yeah. We trust Powell. Powell is the guy that can, you know, we incorporate him in our starting lineup, and you instantly see the difference. But, you know, the other night, Powell shot, in Phoenix, she shot one time and impacted winning. That's what I kind of preach to the younger fellas. Like, it doesn't have to be 30 for you to get noticed. You know, for the couch coaches, yes. But for organizations and players around the league, like, you want a guy like Powell. Like, if he gets 15, that just adds to your offense. But you know what he's bringing day in, day out, and we trust him because we drill it so much in practice and shoot around. Obviously, you know, Spo trusts him enough to put the ball in his hand in the fourth quarter. But yeah, you know, that segment was to just try to wear on Shea and to have a ball handler that can make great decisions. Obviously, it worked and helped.
Here's one from the couch coaches. When you were shooting threes and missing, everyone said you shouldn't shoot threes, but you persevered through it. Did something specifically change, whether it was where you're taking them, how you're taking them, or did you feel even through the misses that the form was right and the numbers would come around?
I don't care about what anybody says about me offensively. They're going to move the goalposts for me every night. If I don't shoot enough, I'm not being aggressive. Shoot too much, it's the wrong shot diet. So my teammates, my coaching staff, they know what I'm capable of. Obviously, every shot that I take, I work on all the time. And Spo knows that. Spo sees it. So it's not a shocker that I shoot certain shots or people are looking at my shot chart saying I'm shooting too many threes, but we got up, 50? Yeah, 50 threes. Spo wants us to shoot that many. Now, I ain't going to say that's every night that I'm going to shoot 10, but you play the right way and then you're open. He wants you to shoot the ball. So, I have enough confidence in myself to shoot.
Are you doing 3-point at all? That's not a real question.
Thank you.
The belief I know what the belief in the room is. Like, you guys know you're a good team. And Spo keeps saying, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Yeah, you're without 2 starters tonight plus Jaime. But the fact that you just beat that team with combinations that you guys probably never thought you'd have out there for various times in this game, what can this mean going into the trip? I know the game Monday is going to start 0-0, but did a little bit of belief need to be restored, and did it come tonight?
I mean, I wouldn't say belief. I would just say, just talking it and manifesting it rather than belief. Everybody believes they're going to be a good team. But for us, it's just really manifesting and, like I said, buying into what coach is preaching. And that's what really got us this win. Like him, and he's a maniac. He's not gonna stop. He's gonna keep saying it until everybody buys in. And you want a coach like that. Like he cares about the small details. He cares about the way our offense looks. He cares about how we give effort on defense. And when you buy in, you get gratifying wins like this. This is not because we played a certain game. It's really because we bought into what he was preaching. Yeah.
What stands out here?
It was one of these after the Boston game where there was just, utter frustration and anger after that game where we felt like we outplayed them, for the overwhelming majority of the game and then lose the game. So there was a lot of that fueling us. And this was by any and whatever means necessary game, whatever it takes. And you just saw those incredible efforts, down the stretch. On some of those second chance opportunities, even the jump ball, that was an incredible, scrum underneath the basket. And then even the one where Holmgren came up with it and they were able to call a timeout. That was, a bunch of efforts on that. But I thought, different guys stepped up. Obviously, Bam was sensational. When you have one of these kind of games where you just have to do it by any means necessary, you want somebody like Bam leading the way, leading the charge. It was his competitive will. He's being so decisive now offensively, and you're getting the whole package. You're getting the scoring, you're getting the playmaking, you're getting the facilitating, you're just getting the ball. You're getting all of it. You're getting the offensive rebounding, and then defensively, even he was there everywhere, tonight. But even that last play, we were shattering, trying to keep the ball from going to Alexander, and then he just threw it right back to Caruso. Bam was the one that rotated to that to force that to be a little bit of a different trajectory. But off the bench, Simo really showed up big tonight, and Myron. It was great to see him come in from Sioux Falls and and have an impact in his minutes. His energy and those efforts, were terrific. It's not just about him knocking down the threes. You just felt his presence on all the hustle plays too.
You spoke before the game about you felt something turning, and even no matter what the result here, is this sort of what you envisioned, that there's momentum to be built and that there's a better?
Yeah, I mean, it always remains to be seen. But yes, as a coach, sometimes you have a gut feel for something. When we came back from that disappointing road trip, that's when you felt a competitive will, to commit to do whatever's necessary. That doesn't guarantee wins. I mean, obviously we lost a heartbreaker to Boston. This could have easily gone a different way, but all three of these games, you see a Miami Heat competitive collective will out there, and that for sure, we'll build on. It's a great opportunity in front of us. We have a whole second half of the season to go. This should set up to be a lot of fun.
You guys finished with 34 more field goal attempts than
Yeah.
them, and I'm obviously not going to finish with an advantage like that every game. But how big of?
Well, it could be, it's by whatever means necessary. It's not like, I guess we did force them into 15 turnovers, but it didn't really feel like it. There's games where we force teams into the 15, 16 turnover range, and you feel it. Like, it felt like they still were able to get the ball kind of where they wanted to go. So, somehow, trying to manage, that possession game, with them, because they can make it look so smooth, so easy. First they can shut teams down and keep you under 100, or they can go on these scoring binges. So you have to do everything in a game like this, to give yourself the best chance. And in some areas it might be way more, like offense rebounding, hustling, or might be turnovers, in another game. But whatever. The most important thing is for us, based on the paper part of us, the first half of the season, is now we just have to figure out how to gut out wins. We have enough stats that can get us wins. Now we just have to collectively do it.
Erik, when you're missing Davion and Tyler and Jaime, and you're putting combinations out there that you probably hadn't ever envisioned or hadn't spent a whole lot of time working with together, how valuable is that certain fivesomes can go out there and know that if called upon, and some of it, yes, was out of desperation tonight, but unusual groupings can work out for this team sometimes.
Yeah, and this is the league right now. Every team is going through some version of this at some point during the season, or a lot during the season, and that's why you do have to have depth, but it's more this mindset, this mentality that you better find a way. You just figure it out collectively, but you have to have a collective will to be able to just figure it out. And there's a feeling, when everybody's in the same, in the same boat, going in the same direction, that there's a power to that, and that's something that we've definitely felt since we came back from the road trip. Regardless, guys in out, that it's a way of playing, a way of competing, to do it.
On the possession where Wiggins hit the three, it looked like a pick and roll was developing, and then Norm just
he
be his guy. Was that, how much of that was a play call to have that spacing, or is that just the habits of the season kind of?
No, that was the play call, and then he could do whatever he wanted out of it, and they went away from the pick, and then made a heck of two passes that were great. I mean, even the second one to Wiggs, it looked like he was going to try to turn the corner, and then Holmgren was there, trying to swallow that up, and both kickouts were impressive. And the more we trust, that's how we have to be. We have to trust the right play, rather than just running a play call. If we start, running a few more play calls, that it's not about, okay, this is for me to get the shot. Now we have enough of these habits after a full half of a season to play the same way, regardless of whether we're using triggers or not.
On that same note, some of the late possessions with a lot of Pella and Bam in the pick and roll, kind of middle pick and roll. Pella, how much do you kind of trust, I guess, his decision making at this point to be able to make the right play, and then obviously the scoring factor?
I mean, it was a lot of that and a lot of to trust we didn't have to necessarily get to our way of playing with the principles with that because Pella did a good job of getting in there, but also wanted to keep Alexander active in the action where he's not just chilling out and then resting for the time he can go on offense. He also could be, playing with fire. He's great with getting steals. All right, thank you.